Saturday, November 23rd marks a night of explosive action as the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presents BKFC Fight Night Los Angeles. In the main event, the undefeated Ruben Bad Boy War vows to stay on the winning track as he knuckles up with the fierce Ukrainian sensation who's always looking for a fight, Bovor the Gladiator Konnikov. Plus 10 more mind-blowing fights. Watch all the Smash Mouth action live on the BKFC app. Download it now at bkfc.com.
And what's up, BKFC fans? I'm giving you what you deserve. Finally, you get a real host for the Bare Knuckle Show. My name is David Feldman, and this is my show. Actually, it's Brian Soscia's show, but I just wanted to open the show for you guys.
I'm David Feldman. I'm not paying attention to what you're saying, Brian. I'm on my phone. I'm doing big deals.
All right, Brian, come on and take your spot back.
Should we switch?
Yeah.
All right. How are we doing this? Here we go. There's your things, your cans. Oh, Lord. All I want to do is sit down and give you people a show, and I deal with this tomfoolery every day. Look at all my stuff's on. What did you even do here? What did you do?
I organized your shit.
It's all out of order. My Wawa coffee. Wawa, we love Wawa here. All right, let's get through it. As you can tell, it's going to be one of the fun shows as always. Let's move this hat. There we go. All right. A lot of stuff to get to today. We have exclusive footage from BKFC Billings. This guy, BKFC Billings.
I am on my phone.
I know you are. That's why I'm laughing.
It's more interesting than your show.
All right. Well, who's the sucker that hires me and pays me then?
I'm trying to find him.
All right. So, exclusive footage from BKFC Billings. Didn't expect Dave to be in this early. This is great. Speaking of, Chris Lytle's going to come on. He'll be back today with a Lytle look back on BKFC Montana. And then David Feldman is going to be stopping by. That's what was supposed to be said. And see the fly swatter there? We're going to get into that with Chris. We had a fly problem. That was the idea with the graphic. You can't really see it back here, but with Karate Kid where he was trying to catch flies. The guy was swatting flies the whole time because there's like a rodeo there before us in Billings for like 2 months. So some flies were left over. Good stuff. Let's check in with the boys. Let's be honest. I love when we're in Montana. I love Montana. I love the people. I love Bernie's. We'll talk about that in a minute. I love everything like that. I just hate getting there. It's a pain in the ass to get there. Would you guys agree with that assertion?
Yeah, man. I was stuck on a plane from Denver. I was actually on the plane for 3.5 hours, and they were de-icing the plane. It was crazy.
Oh, terrible. And
I was actually nervous. For the first time, I was nervous. I was like, man, they're de-icing this shit.
Do you get nervous during turbulence? I don't.
Nah, not really at all.
I treat it like it's a carnival
the
ride.
ice, I was like, man, this is weird. What if they didn't de-ice it right?
Yeah,
there?
you're done.
Crazy.
Done. I don't know who would run the company. What would we do? Probably Evan Zentor. He's corporate ever.
Do you know that no,
go ahead.
Real quick, do you know the board said that Junior and I can't fly together anymore?
There's a guy that I told you that before. There's a guy from, it's B101. It's a local radio station. Used to be called. They won't let them fly together either. But I can fly. They don't care about me if I'm with you.
No.
Okay.
You're replaceable.
I am. So you can find another idiot moron with a mic. All right, Evan, boys in the booth. That's what I'm trying to talk to. As much as we love you, Dave, I got to get them way in real quick. What'd you think of Montana?
It's a good show, but yeah, it takes forever to get there.
Yeah.
2 flights, and it's like 4 hours each leg.
Yeah, man.
It was a good show. We have a star in Kai Stewart.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Looking forward to seeing what else he brings. Looking forward to his next matchup. What's going to happen there. Julian Lane comes out on top of Angulo.
Yeah, it's good.
So what's next for him? A lot of good storylines to follow from this.
Open-ended questions you're asking. There's a lot of ways we can go. I agree. And the one thing I know that you enjoyed, and you had told me about this, we spoke about it last week, Dave. I don't know if you knew this about Brandon and Evan. When they go to Montana, they like to put sausage in their mouth. They talked about it last week. It was elk sausage. And I'll tell you.
in Montana.
Oh, no, I just went, everywhere? They have elk sausage everywhere?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. For the first time in my life, I tasted elk sausage. I sat down next to you guys. Yeah. And it was so good. Did you ever taste that, Dave?
No.
No? What are you, an Italian
actually,
sausage guy?
We were going to, no. We were
That's so
actually we were out. I was out with Evan. I took Evan out to dinner, and he was trying to get elk.
Why didn't you come out to Red Lobster? We invited you.
Because I don't want to eat with you.
Dude, we
You're
have
not
footage.
Invited to the corporate
No, I was.
high command dinner.
I was. I invited him to Red Lobster, and you should see what he texted back.
No, it was the C Series dinner with us.
With the C series.
Like CEO, CMO, COO. You're the see you later.
This guy, you got jokes today. You guys are writing jokes. I like it. No, the Red Lobster was fun. There's videos somewhere of me trying to pull a lobster out of the tank, and I got yelled at. We'll probably play that next week. Let's get into...
When's Red Lobster closing for good?
That's the only reason I went. I heard they're not now.
Oh.
I heard only certain ones are closing. I got the ultimate feast. It was the frozen lobster that they just heat up in a microwave. Was excellent. All right, let's get into the mail call.
Get into the what?
The mail call.
Oh, the mail call.
It's time for mail call.
There it is. Where can they send their messages to, Dave?
TheBareKnuckleShow@gmail.com.
How do you know that off the top of your head? You're amazing. The BareKnuckleShow@gmail.com. Make sure you send in whatever you can. Here's we have. Oh, this is the best. This is the best. It's all out of order. I love this. Hold on. Mail call's out of order today. All right. The first thing I want to get to is it even in here? It's not. Okay. What's the first thing on mail call? Because I only have half mail call. I don't know where the rest of it is.
Mail. You got the local coverage.
Yes, that's awesome. Actually, the guy sent that in. I have that right here. Local coverage. Apparently, there's a big Montana thing here. Let me read it off here. It'll be easier for you. All right. So this guy sent this in. I think it's really cool when locals have seen the show for the first time. He says, "Hey, I was a BKFC app watcher until the other night. I met you. I was the dude that did a cartwheel, so you would remember me. I do remember you. Here's my report. I loved every second of it. Nothing like it in the world. Being there live was real. You guys are something special, and I'm ordering every show. When are y'all coming back? I'm excited to see. I was excited to see our big Montana sports media pick up on it too. I always visit this site, and it was cool to see BKFC, typed it wrong, mentioned. That's from Ranger 24/7 366, and you can see it up here. Great coverage by the local media about Kai Stewart, who's like Montana's favorite son. We'd like to thank them, the local Montana media, for the coverage. We appreciate that. Thanks for sending that in too. We appreciate that as well. Wesley Killeagle's another guy. He's a big supporter. We've heard from him. He watches the show all the time. He was there. He sent some pictures in via email from the show, and I believe what he said was something like, I think the other one should go first because it's a whole thing he wrote. His whole gimmick. So he said that's Wesley Killeagle's wife talking to me, and he made it sound like I was flirting with his wife. So then what happened was his son stepped up and punched me in the face. There you go. Thank you, Wesley Killeagle. Love hanging out with you guys. Thanks for watching the show.
Does he have a daughter that's
She wasn't there. She said childhood cancer survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she had
awesome,
she had
man.
chemo
Awesome.
before she was a year or something.
Yep,
She couldn't be there. She's a huge fan.
Nice guy too.
And they drove 4 hours or 3
Yep.
hours each way to promote for free
they
for us.
did.
They're great
Really
people.
nice guys.
We love Killeagle.
Didn't you have a couple of fun interactions in the crowd, Soch, with fans?
Yeah, we're going to talk. That's on the rundown. We'll get to that.
I don't read those.
I know you don't. As we can tell every week.
I'm just teasing.
Thank you for teasing. Also, Colby. This is weird. Colby's a huge listener. He doesn't watch, he listens. And I forget about the people that just listen sometimes, so I appreciate that. Colby took his smelly-ass shoe off and asked me to autograph it, so I did. That's Colby's shoe from his foot. Colby's son also wanted a picture. Everyone likes to punch me in the face. That's his son punching me in the face. It was very nice to meet you guys. There's another guy, Jake. Jake was there as well. He took a picture. He sent it in, too. We have that.
So
Jake,
where do you listen?
you can listen on Spotify.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, it's everywhere podcast. It's all,
Why not watch it though?
Some people have to drive and they just
Oh, you
listen.
mean the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They watch and listen. It just
Nah,
sometimes
that makes sense.
but they just get the audio.
I thought you meant to fight them. Like that just doesn't make a lot of sense.
They had a commentator.
No, because Sirius XM wants to.
I know.
Wants to play just a voice for our fight.
They've been wanting to do that for a while. Dude, I could
love it.
shut your eyes and envision it, right? You can make up what you're seeing. It wouldn't be better than the real thing, though.
You did that Sunday night, right?
Shut up, dude. I know what you're getting at. She's probably watching. All right. She's going, why do you always talk about that with your work people? All right. Let's go on. Let's move on to, we saw Jake. Jake was up there. Jake's awesome. Always in Montana. Jake's full of energy. Thank you, Jake, for coming out. Great to meet you. Russ sent this in as well. Jake's the man. Russ sent this in. Lingerie fighting. This is something that's interesting. Let's watch that. Or we could watch Dave. He's dreamy. Or just, there you go.
You're a little too fast.
Where is
That's 2 in a row.
That's right.
Is this the one he said?
Shelby coming in, getting close, working the midsection a little bit.
Where's this out of, I wonder?
This has to be the
Right,
toughest
it's like,
test that
Is
she's
City
had.
Right where we
Talent
just
here?
had our event.
Trying to come in and grabbing it in the clinch. Now looking for
The other side of Billings.
I mean, it looks like a pro wrestling ring, first of all.
Good job controlling the neck, takes her down.
Would you watch this? If you like, would you go to this? Would you?
Being heavy,
I think it's interesting. Listen to the great commentary. Is this worked? Do you think this is real?
If she wants, she can transition. Looks like she's trying to go for a little bit of an armbar.
Listen, oh, her neck.
Got her in a freaking scissor headlock.
It's a freaking scissor headlock.
Good job of Shelly
The
being able to
stripper
get
on
out.
commentary,
She
it
got her
sounds like.
arm free.
And then there's Bible verses in the middle of the ring as these two women that have no clothes on, they're fighting each other. What's going on with that? Let's unpack that.
It's the triple bump.
That's right. All right, I've seen enough. Right. Thanks for sending that in, Russ. Let's get moving here because we have Kelly sent a punch machine video. This isn't a fail, but Kelly's daughter, I believe, hit the punch machine. She wanted to show it off. She knows we like to see them. Let's watch that real quick. What do you think she's going to hit? Give me a number. What do you think it's going to keep going to what? 800, 600? What do you think?
Wow. That's good.
That's what I said. Well, thank you for sending that in.
That is good.
I agree. There's another guy that's really excited. His name's Tag Shaw. He's been a fan of the show, been a fan of Bare Knuckle for a while. He sent something. He said, super pumped. You guys are coming to Atlanta for what I'm sure is going to be Randy the Pervert's favorite BKFC event of all time, BKFC 69. That's what he wrote, dude. I love this guy.
And it's frantically scrambling through the rundown.
This will be, there's nothing on there for you.
Okay.
This will be my 6th BKFC show across 4 states here in the Southeast. Can't wait to see you guys there. Keep up the great word, Tag. Tag is this guy, if you can see him. I don't know if you can see him up there. I met him in Mississippi for the first time. Tag's a good dude. Good listener to the show. He's a huge fan. Thank you, Tag, for the email.
Nice.
Little Ben sent in this fighting email. That's all he wrote. Little Ben sends in a lot of junky stuff. Let's see if this was any good. Oh, this is pretty cool. 2 guys fighting on the sidelines. Although we might get a copyright strike for it. I don't know. Well, yeah, who knows. Well, there you go. There's a brawl. Hey, maybe you can pick up some of those guys for BKFC. What do you think, Dave?
Is that rugby?
Yeah, man.
Rugby's tough. That's rugby.
It's funny. That's what I always talk about. That when people say describe bare knuckle, I go, it's kind of like rugby versus football with the gloves and the helmets. It's rugby is bare knuckle.
That's a good way to put it.
Football is boxing.
That's a really good. I never thought of it like that. Well, let's get to this guy. I'm excited to hear about that, but we have a moment before we get to Chris Lytle, and I'm excited to let Evan know because he's Evan's favorite guy. He's back. It's been 2 weeks without him. Randy the Pervert finally wrote in. Randy the Pervert says,
Oh, no.
had some stuff to take care of, whatever the hell that means. Was also able to clear up my rash over the last few weeks. Okay. He's being funny. He likes to write bits. Missed you guys. Here's a question for the show. I have 2 clips. One is the Black Widow clip. Does this Black Widow clip get your motor humming like it does mine? I know the blood turns you guys on with Jad as it does myself. I've never said that. Did we ever say the blood turned us on with Jad?
No.
He keeps saying that when he writes his stuff in. I know that's weird, but this really turns me on. Something about the sweaty woman that just put in hard work, sticking out her tongue in a playful manner with a dash of anger / bad girl exhilarates me. Wow. I'd fight her. I'd gladly lose. Let's watch. We're watching now. So he was turned on by this clip. I'm turned on the next time she can get a fight. I'm looking forward to see her get a fight soon. Always like seeing her. Thank you for that, Randy. When are we going to see Borga back in action, Dave?
Soon.
was
Soon.
the next
We're working on something right now.
Good. I love that. Yep. And then the other thing, since I missed last week, Randy says, here's number 2. It's Taylor Starling. She thinks about, now we have to listen to this, apparently it says. She thinks of Outcast, but that's not what I thought about. I never knew a person shaking protein could be so his-ot. Let's watch.
Wipe off the excess milk and pop the lid. Oh, there we go. We're ready to shake it like a Polaroid picture. I always think of my favorite Outkast song whenever I shake up my protein so that I don't get any clumps in there. Wipe off the excess
What is Randy? I don't
milk and
understand.
pop
I get the
lid.
song reference. What is Randy thinking
There
of
we
about
go.
the
We're
shaking
ready
for
to shake it
protein?
like a Polaroid picture.
I don't know.
always
We'll
think
leave
of
it to your
my favorite
imagination. Maybe you can
Outkast
tell us in the
song
chat.
whenever I shake up my
I'm just
protein
happy that Randy's
so that I
back.
don't
And look,
get
a
any
little
clumps
bucked up
in
commercial there too. Randy, you're brilliant. All right,
Two
Randy.
hands.
Randy the Pervert, thank you. I really did miss you. I still think you're Anthony, though. I still do. All right, Randy the Pervert out of here. All right, this next one is by the name, they signed it, Big Daddy Trump is home. Act accordingly. Let's watch what this is. Scrap wanted. That's great. Dude, that's great. If you're listening and you're not watching, there's a Scrap wanted on the back of the car. He goes up and starts fighting the car. Thank you for that. Big Daddy Trump is home. Act accordingly. It's stupid. All right. Rev Runner 27 said, hell yeah. He sent this dirt bike video and he wants us to watch. Let's watch. Ooh!
Oh. Damn. Bro, are you okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Hell yeah.
Sign him.
So I was going to sign him up. He's going to be a champ. Holy
Take a
crap.
punch.
Let's watch. He hits the sign, and then he hits the pavement.
Whoa, yo, that sign smacked him in the head.
And then he smashes into the ground. He's fine.
You sure? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. He's just showing off a little bit. We got one more before we get to, I think, is Lido on the phone or no? All right, last one before we get to Lido. They want to know, this is interesting. Eric sent this, and he wants to know from us, he likes to find these things out. What's the worst, the first hit or the second hit here? Let's watch.
Oh. Ooh. The first.
No way.
Absolute-
No way.
No, definitely.
No way. No way. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. The first hit sucks. Look at his face when he comes down the second. He's scared shitless. So the first hit sucks. That doesn't feel good. So that hurts. Now you're sliding down. You're nervous, and you hit the second one. You go flying. The second one's got to be worse because now you're double hit.
Yeah, but
Boom! Right on the poor elevator, and the poor guy's going up the side. Evan, what's worse?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
think-
The
I
first
think
one
The first one got his
was
balls.
right on the sack.
Yeah, but
Right
then
on the
you
sack.
hit the first one, but then you get that compacted
but
with
that's
the
your
second
ad.
one.
Well,
Is what I'm saying.
The first one wakes you up.
Yeah, and then the second one puts you out.
That's-
Wakes you up and knocks you out. Poor guy.
Oh,
What the
That looks like us at the airport. I don't want to do that,
that's-
Dave.
I've seen
I don't
you
want to
guys.
do that. I don't want to do that. All right, Brandon, who's worse? Which first or second?
The first. That was a direct hit right there.
Direct hit.
Yeah, that was done.
All right. Well, I just want to get Chris Lido on. I guess Chris Lido's in the green room. Is he here?
we are starting the Zoom now.
Chris
Should be
lights out
jumping
Lido.
in.
This will be fun, Dave. I'm glad you're here for this too. A lot of people excited in the chat. Let's see. Was locked up for a bit. Somebody wrote about Brandy the Pervert. He's probably locked up for a bit. Oh, Anthony the Pervert says, "What's up, Dave?" He was the guy that came in the studio a couple weeks ago.
Who?
Anthony the Pervert. I think he's Randy the Pervert. He came in the studio. He's a fan. He said, "What's up?" He's in the chat.
I got to tell you, man, he's more knowledgeable than you.
He is. He's more knowledgeable than anybody here. He's incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick M. Brady's in the chat. He said, "What's up, boys?" Hi, Pat. How are you? Kai Stewart's here. Congrats on your big win, Kai. A lot of people here who wait. Wesley Killy.
King Kai.
Yeah, King Kai. He remains king. He reigns
does,
strong.
It was great.
All right, Chris Lytle's here. Let's get into the car. Let's talk to Lights Out Chris Lytle. We'll bring him on. How are you, Lights Out Chris Lytle?
Man, first of all, I gotta say I love that little Mr. Miyagi picture you have of me. You know, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew that shit was gonna go down like that. But hey, I can't help it, man. My kids, even though they would leave the doors open back in the day, all those bugs. I can't deal with flies. I probably killed 5 or 6 right there. You see me. I couldn't deal with it all day. I never seen anything like it. Why was there so many flies in there, Brian?
So
I don't know what it was.
apparently they were telling us there was a rodeo for like 2 months straight, and the rodeo just left. So I guess the flies were just making their way out. But what I thought was most amazing was the fact that you're on commentary. Nobody knows about this fly problem but us in the arena, and you're swatting flies. And you're talking. Sean Wheelock's just like, big right hand. There could be flying on his head. It doesn't rock Sean. I think you might have swatted Sean in the head while he was talking. It was crazy.
Sean is so locked in, man.
He is. There's flies buzzing around, but yeah, fly problem. Thank you for the inspiration for the graphic, Lido. Apparently, you had a whole body of kills. I wanted to get the picture of the pile of fly kills you had.
Well, I leave the fly bodies around so the other flies know, it's a warning sign. Don't come over here. Their dead friends are here. Stay away. That's what I think. I don't know if it works or not, but
You're a psycho.
I got problems. I know.
A lot of them. Listen, let's talk about what a great night of fights it was. We always know Billings is electric. Montana's electric. They were great. One of the things I want to start off with, other than the fly swatter, this is very small, and I know you probably saw this too. Kudos to Dallas Davidson, the dentist, because the weigh-in show, I'm a big fan of like making yourself stand out. He came in dressed as a dentist, and I actually have this. He threw these out to the crowd. There's toothpaste, toothbrush, dental floss. He threw them out to the crowd.
Yep.
I thought that was a great way to...
Look, man, I mean, you're trying to get your name out there. You're trying to do the right thing. He did. And look, man, I mean, he looked really, really good.
Yeah, it was great.
Didn't he, Chris? He looked good, Dallas Davidson.
Man, look fantastic. He always comes to fight no matter what. But yeah, I got the little dental kit myself. I keep it just in case I had an emergency. He looked really good. A lot of those early guys, I mean, he's a Montana staple. I really like what I saw from him. Leo Bercier, that guy's always tough as nails, but man, just so relaxed, so calm. I love whenever we go up there, Leo's going to put on the fight as well. So that was good. Louis Lopez, I mean, he had a rocky start. That was the best he looked as far as staying relaxed. He's always talking about, I don't want to wear myself out. He always has his jaw wide open. I keep telling him to close his mouth on there. He finally listened. He slowed down. He looked good, man. I mean, that was a tough fight.
Do you think, I from what I understand, Louis fairly recently, in the last year or so, changed where he lives, maybe changed training camps, it sounds like a little bit. Do you think that's a big reason, that fresh change, other than keeping his kind of jaw tighter?
Yeah, besides listening to what I said, I mean, anytime you're at one place, you get a little stagnant. He had to change, go to a different location. That can help sometimes. Sometimes it's not always the best thing. It depends. But with Louis' case, I feel like he's in a better mental place right now, and that's what he needed.
I agree. What about Defiant Bryant? This guy's making waves. And yet again, we get to see him come out there. What were your thoughts on that fight?
I mean, just unbelievable power. If that guy hits you, he's going to hurt you. I mean, Career was a really tough guy who's been looking really good. He beat Career, knocked him down a couple times. This was just he had to wait for the right time. I mean, the guy who was fighting put on an awkward style, rushing forward. We had a couple guys like that who fought in that style. But, man, when he hits you, he's going to do damage. He had power at heavyweight. Now he's at 205. He's got a lot of power. He's got to land that punch. But he had so many boxing matches, amateur. I think he was like 250-10 or something crazy like that. So that shows he has skill and he has knockout power. That's a dangerous fighter for us. So
yeah, man, we might have just found a challenger for Chris Camozzi.
Yeah, that could be. Wow.
I mean, with that power, he could be a challenger for anybody.
That'd be a great fight. Did you just come up with that off the top of your head now?
No.
All right, because that's a good fight. I know you're planning. So I got a guy that was a pro boxer, still hits like when I felt it. It hurts. And I got Lido, who I know that you're a big fan of boxing. Have you done boxing, Chris, professionally at all?
Yes, man. That's how I knew.
Outside of bare knuckle, really?
I found out about Chris Lido. I found out about Chris Lido before the UFC.
Really?
Yeah, because I saw him boxing on USA Boxing. I mean,
oh wow.
Yeah.
So, and you still want to spar him? I don't understand if you already saw him fight. Why is that?
I'm a glutton for punishment.
They don't let Dave fool you. He's got some skill, man. He's got skill. Don't let him pretend like he's old. He's not old. He's got skill.
No, he hits hard too, man. Look, but here's my question for two boxing guys. You talk about his huge boxing record, and we see big boxing records. But if you guys can remember in the history of pro boxing, or even the chat weigh-in, who's the guy? There is a guy out there, I think, that claims this, but has the most boxing fights that you know of. Can you think of anybody?
I know. Reggie Strickland.
That might be the one I read about. Do you know?
Reggie Strickland was like, I don't know. He had like on paper, he was like 88 and 300.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he had way more than that, man. He had all these under fake names and stuff. Reggie would fight every weekend.
Yeah.
How long ago?
He was from Indiana, right?
Yeah. For Reggie was a perennial loser, but he was a good fighter. He wouldn't fight you because if he got knocked out, he couldn't fight the next week. So he would go out there and he'd try the first round. If you were tough, he was impossible to hit hard. I mean, he was so slick, but he just didn't care. He'd say, "Give me my $1,500 and I'll fight again next week."
You're right.
When did he stop being active? Is this guy?
Yeah, I think then when the ABC came out and they started really regulating stuff,
they screwed them all up.
Heavier. Yeah.
Man. Well, because he used to fight. He'd go to other states and fight under fake names all the time. You know, they didn't have federal IDs or anything, so he'd fight every week. Even if he did lose,
the former commissioner of Pennsylvania, Greg Serb,
I know,
our friend,
well. Good guy,
a really good friend,
wonderful, love him.
He came out with a list called Greg's List, and he put all these guys on there.
Really?
Yeah, that he recommended the commissions not use anymore. So
Greg's List. That's
ruined
cute.
That. Yep.
That's a good name though. All right, let's move on.
List.
Let's talk about bare knuckle, because all due respect to boxers, bare knuckle. That's what we're talking about. I just thought that was interesting. I'll tell you, a lot of people love, and I know why, Superman himself, Superman Brendan Allen. Another great showing for him. I'm wondering what's next for him. I know what I want to see, but what do you think?
Now, before Dave gets a chance to jump in and steal my thunder, I think you have to put him in there at the title. I mean, first of all, he's won. I mean, the way he wins is so impressive. But I mean, Timmy Mason had a right game plan. He's like, I'm not going to stand out in front of this guy and bang. I'm pushing it. I'm getting in his face and I'm making him fight. I know Brendan Allen can fight that way. If you stand back and box with him, he's going to beat you. So Mason said, I'm going to get in his face. And we found out Allen can fight on the inside as well. He beat him up on the inside, knocked him down several times, and Mason got up every time, got right back in his face. Did not care. That was a phenomenal fight. I loved every second of it. And that really showed me that Brendan Allen is not just good on the outside. He can do everything. He's won 5 in a row by 5 knockouts, I think. I don't know what else can you do with this guy. He's pretty damn special.
I think he lost 1.
Before the first fight.
He's the number one contender.
He punches with conviction, man. Like he just wants to hurt you when he punches.
Yeah. That's how I feel when you hit me.
A lot of guys don't really, he understands weight transfer. He leans back and then he puts all the pressure on that foot and then he comes back with that hook. he understands how to get the most out of your punching power, and he does it. And a lot of people don't understand that.
And he got cracked with really good shots and came right back.
I mean, he's a star now, but he's definitely a future star, I feel like, for this
he's
industry.
great.
And let's just go off the card. Might as well finish it while we're doing Carlos Trinidad Snake. I think he's 6-0 now.
Yeah, he looked he impressed me a lot more than he did ever. It's just because I saw Jusula. He fought in PFL a couple of times, got some really good upset wins.
BKFC 8 for us.
And he just I mean, I don't know, man. He must punch like really, really hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's not forget Dustin Pegg to me is a top tier. He's very good.
Yes.
And I mean, Trinidad Snake broke his jaw on the first punch. I mean, that uppercut is legit. He's so awkward and hard to hit. He's got this real long, rangy style because he's got a 78-inch reach, and he can lean back, and you come in, he's hitting you with that uppercut. I mean, you think you can hit him easy. Not so easy. He's difficult to deal with. He's figured out his style. And yeah, he must hit harder than you think because he's putting people down. So, I mean, that was a phenomenal win for him. And it's almost like to the point, what else can you do with this guy besides throw him in there? He's beating everybody. He's stopping people. I mean, he wasn't doing that earlier. I think he's learned his footing, his style, and where he fits in. I think he's doing really well at it.
Yeah, it's fun to watch these guys. We've talked about it many times. Watch their development, especially the younger guys and guys that we've seen for a while. A guy that we've seen for a really long time, and what a big night for him, Julian Let Me Bang Lane. Big win for him over Alfredo Angulo, who he's calling Chicken Alfredo last week on the show. I thought that was a great nickname for him. And, you know, this elite pro boxer coming in there, his second go-around in bare knuckle, and we saw his comeback in the first one against Jeremiah Riggs was unbelievable. What was your read on that? I mean, is this something that Alfredo needs more help with, kind of get his feet wet for another fight? Do you think it's for him or not?
No, I mean, Alfredo showed me a couple things. This dude's got an amazing chin. I don't know how you're going to hurt that guy. The guy can take a beating, but Julian was landing massive right hands. You know, Angulo's face showed it, but his legs didn't really show it. And he kept coming forward. He showed me that, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see this guy keep coming in here and taking damage because he's too tough for his own good. His body work was amazing. I thought it was hurting Julian a little bit towards the third, fourth round. But I mean, Julian's a veteran. You're not gonna rattle him, and he's gonna sit there. If he knows he can crack you with that right and keep moving, and he's just a smart fighter. He's been doing this longer than me. I think he fought over in Europe befau I did, man. I mean, this dude's a veteran. He's tough, and you're not gonna rattle him. So that I don't want to see. I don't want to see how Angulo continue to take these punches. He's done what he needs to do in this sport.
So Angulo called me Sunday morning and he said, "Boss, I told my wife that I was actually shivering. I didn't feel good. I was sick. I didn't want to do the fight, but I told her that I can't back out of the fight."
Wow,
that's what he told me Sunday morning. This is not taking anything away from Julian Lane. Julian Lane had a masterful game plan, all the balls in the world, was throwing really good punches. But I'm just telling you, if you see Alfredo Angulo again in BKFC, it's not because I'm an asshole here that wants to see someone take a lot of punches, because he told me he was not 100%. He was not even 50%.
Well, that's good to know.
That's why I'm just telling you that if you see him back, Chris, it's not because I'm like, it's because he told me he had nothing is what he said. But again, him having nothing or having an off night, coupled by Julian Lane being on his A game, was not a good night for Alfredo Angulo.
I agree. And here's the thing, for Angulo, I got the same ailment or sickness or whatever. It's like I can't ever back out of a fight. I feel like I'm a cow. I should be able to beat anybody no matter what. I can't back out. I understand that. So I've had a fight where I was sick in it and I didn't do my best. So if that's what's going on, good. We just didn't get to see enough from him in the first fight. I mean, he got hit a lot that fight too, and he came back and won with one punch. So I was just worried about him. Like, I thought maybe his time was done. If he feels like that wasn't his best, and you guys think that's what's best and his family does, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want any fighter in there taking excessive
I know you don't.
But he said, we're going to have a talk. He's going to heal up for a couple of weeks. Then we'll have a talk. And if we think it's the right fit, we'll bring him back. We'll give him a shot. But what it did is it got a lot of boxers really interested in this thing. Like, I have so many boxers right now, undefeated professional boxers, 8-0, 12-0, 15-0, all undefeated professional boxers coming over to BKFC early next year. We're going on a big signing spree. I don't want the fighters that are on our roster to get mad. We're still using you. We're doing a lot of events next year, and we're going to figure out who fits here and who doesn't fit here.
Now, Lytle and I talk about this a lot, and we've talked about it on the show, and I'm glad that you're here for this. we say Austin Trout, or at least I say, I don't put words in your mouth, Lido. Austin Trout figured out the BKFC game plan to come in. Some boxers can't always do that. I think they can, then they come in. At this point, it's kind of I feel like more of an MMA fighter's game, but I think, like you're saying, it's interesting to watch because the boxing people are accepting more and slowly starting to seep in. So you're seeing a lot more. You're saying a lot more than we did before?
A lot.
Well, then
10x more.
Wow. Julian Lane's going to be happy because
boxers are really, they're all talking. I mean, we're getting boxing managers coming in now that are saying, hey, can we do this? We have Matchroom Boxing, who's one of the biggest in the world that we have in conversations with. I mean, boxers really want to get involved with this thing now. That's really the complete evolution of this thing because we had all the MMA guys. Then we got the Muay Thai guys, and now we get the boxers really coming around to this thing. We really find out who's the baddest man in the world.
That is true.
Here's the thing with these boxers, before I think they were not understanding how they had to change. They were going to do what they did. And now that they've seen Austin Trout do it, like, okay, if I tweak this little bit, I'm going to be phenomenal at this. And I think that's the case right there. They will be phenomenal. They just have to tweak some things. They didn't get that right away, and that's why the MMA guys are dominant. But, I mean, I think that little tweaks, if they tweak a few little things and understand the inside game, I think they can really start taking over the sport. It's just taking someone like Austin Trout to develop that.
And going back on Anguilla, just the last thing on Anguilla, he also did say the same thing. He said, we've been with a traditional boxing coach. Do you know any guys that actually teach bare knuckle?
It's a different game.
And Chris, that's what me and you are going to be working on now. That's a big thing Chris and I and Nate are going to be working on for the early 2025 is getting these bare knuckle classes, getting these bare knuckle seminars, these bare knuckle teachers, if you will, in all the different gyms in all the different big cities around the world, around the country and around the world, because these guys, you got an accomplished guy like Alfredo Anguilla with the gloves on. He probably beat Julian Lane a lot easier, but he gets his neck grabbed. He gets pushed around a little.
Less surface area to block.
He gets hit with the bare knuckle. I'm just saying, when they can learn the little things, like for me, Chris, the grabbing the back of the neck, the clinch, the Muay Thai clinch, that's what I call the great equalizer. Like you get an MMA fighter in there, and you get a world-class professional boxer in there, and he snaps the neck of the boxer, man, it changes the whole game.
100%. But I mean, we've got places in Tampa. I know we've got the great Genesis gym in Denver. You got a couple of these gyms where they're really starting to embrace it, and you get everybody from that area trained together, bare knuckle style. They're starting to dominate.
Yeah.
More and more of these places are going to come out throughout the country and throughout the world.
Absolutely. And that's like the last part of this discussion that's what really blew the UFC up. The UFC, everybody says the Ultimate Fighter. That was like the culmination of that great event for that. But what really blew them up is when everybody started taking jiu-jitsu, taking MMA classes, taking all these different things in all the schools. They learned about it. They wanted to become a fighter, and a lot of them couldn't. Some of them could. And the ones who couldn't, they all wanted to watch it.
Yeah, that's true. And the ones who couldn't kept trying, though.
Yep.
You see some of these guys, and I've never done this, but some of these guys tell me they're going to do rolling and stuff, or they're going to do MMA, whatever. But like, I'm like, you're not even in shape. It's like everybody, not like just normal dudes, they want to do it. So I agree. That's a big deal. And the other thing is, we've talked about it many times. You're finding out these fighters that are training with, Julian was one of them, training with Ryan Reber and stuff. These guys that stick together in these little shift combat, these little packs, you're seeing the difference it makes to have these bare knuckle training together. It's big difference for the sport.
You have to train with people who understand that sport. You get some great athletes, some great fighters. If they're not training with the right people, man, it's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to figure it out. And that's where I think a lot of those boxers have been, but they're getting better. Brian, you're laughing. One more thing before
I'm not laughing at you, I promise.
No. But, I mean, we didn't even talk about my girl, Natalie Gage. She went out there against a very tough Gabrielle Roman, who is tough as nails, by the way. Yeah. And I thought that was an amazing fight. So,
Great
those
fight.
Two girls can fight, man. That was hard, and I love that fight.
Great fight. She looked great. I mean, they both looked good. Natalie looked great because, again, when I say they look great, it's because I see them eating a punch and then coming right back and firing back. That's the big difference here, and that's what she did, and she looked really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, Natalie, I've trained with her before. She's tough as could be, but I mean, that was only like she fought 2 rounds bare knuckle before that fight. That was where she learned how to fight in this fight. So I think she'll just keep getting better. And like I said, I thought she lost the first 2 rounds and turned it on the last 3. So she's ready to go.
Yep. No, it was an incredible card, top to bottom. We can't forget about the main event, though. King Kai Stewart reigns supreme. He defeats Jimmy Altero Rivera. I think this was his stiffest challenge yet. He's in the chat, actually, and he's going back and forth. He's saying he cleaned the division out. Some people are saying that he's got other people to beat, and people are going nuts. But I'll tell you this. I enjoyed that fight from both of those guys, both ends. Some of those punches, I don't know, they came off on TV, but some of those cracks, like the one where Kai cracked Jimmy and then went like this in the middle of the fight, which I know you probably don't like that. I do. I like the showmanship until you get cracked in the mouth and you get knocked out. Then that would have been bad. But when I heard that crack, I was like, holy crap, live?
No, it's good.
Unbelievable.
Listen, go ahead, Chris.
No, I say the thing that I think we've learned about King Kai Stewart is that boy has a chin as well. That's something you don't know and you can't teach. There's nothing you can do with you have it or you don't. Every time he's been cracked, he walks right through it to me. So he was a wrestler. He was a good fighter. And he's got good offense. He can take a punch too. So that's a recipe you have to be a great fighter. He's got it. Go ahead, Dave.
Absolutely. I think that if Kai Stewart never wins another fight ever in BKFC, he's probably the fighter in my book that came so far so fast. Like he learned bare knuckle, really how to fight bare knuckle. Now he needs to learn how to, Chris, he needs to learn how to keep his chin down a little more, and he needs to learn how to sit down on his punches just a little more. Not change his game completely where he's sitting down and leaving him, but just sit down a little more, keep his chin down, and then I don't know if anyone beats him because his style is unbelievable.
Yeah. He's just, I'll tell you something else. I think the reason he's coming to with the bare knuckle stuff so quickly and taking to it like a fish in water is because we always talk about it. I feel like I overmentioned the wrestler mentality. You have this work mentality. I've seen it before. I've seen it in other sports. I know it's pro wrestling, but Kurt Angle, he knew nothing. He came in, he's one of the greatest of all time now. When a wrestler commits anybody, but especially a wrestler, that mentality commits themselves to something, they are not going to fail. And I do think that's a big part of Kai.
Yeah, and I think,
strong mental.
like Chris, you know, from when you were fighting and you were, I forget what your record was in boxing, but 8-0, 9-0, 10-0. And then your confidence goes and goes and goes, and you become so much harder to beat, not even if you don't even get any more skilled, because your confidence is so high. Kai Stewart's confidence is at an all-time high of anybody. I think it kind of resembles what Lorenzo Hunt had when he was on his winning streaks, right? Like he was just so confident going in there that nothing phases it.
And that's 90% of it, man. If you believe you're going to win.
Here. I see. I don't even see it. They're flashing it up on screen and talking about it in the chat. This is Kai's in the chat saying he cleaned out the division. There's other people taking exception to that in the chat saying you haven't cleaned out the division. There's one man left. I don't know. I guess this was put up from the booth. Thoughts on this? Is this something we might see?
I mean, look, Brandon Allen looked great, right? Mm-hmm. It's definitely something that we're going to see with Kai Stewart. Is it next or is it the next one? We don't know yet. There's some other things that are up in the air right now. And look, you don't. What I'm saying is like, so if you go by boxing, right, the number one a champion has to fight the number one contender once a year, only once a year. Then he gets to fight other guys in the division. We might put him against Brandon Allen. That's a fight that the fans want to see. But I have a couple other ideas that I think the fans are going to really want to see more than that. And then we can go back to Brandon Allen. Or Brandon Allen might be next. We don't know yet. Honestly, we're all up in the air on it. We're talking about it. We didn't even really discuss it because we're worried about a couple things we have next week and the week after that. But I'm just saying, hats off to Kai Stewart. Hats off to Brandon Allen. He looked sensational. He ate shots, came right back, looked good. Kai Stewart's evolution in bare knuckle fighting is unparalleled.
Yeah, Kai Stewart, at 22 years old, the youngest champion we've ever had in the organization. I think he was 22 when he won it. So the youth movement is strong.
But I want to
here.
say this, Kai, and I know you're listening. I think your girlfriend might beat you.
She did fight.
She looked so good.
So they didn't see that, I don't think, on TV. If you don't know, Kai Stewart's girlfriend, what a great name, Dakota Rough Rhodes.
Yep.
Great name.
Yep.
She fought in the amateurs where they're just kind of dipping their feet in and see if they like it or not. And she did look good. I mean, I believe, was she a draw? Did it go to a draw with her?
Yeah, man. Chris, like when she settled in, stepped back, came back with that right hand over top, like she looked good, man.
So I missed the very first round. I was out doing something in the back. I came in and I saw her. I thought she won the fight. And she goes, well, I got like first punch, she got knocked down. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't see that. So that makes sense. Because I thought she dominated the last two rounds. I didn't know what happened right there. So, but one last thing I was just going to say, how do you train to fight Kai Stewart? I mean, who do you bring in? How do you mimic that style? What are you going to do? How are you going to train for that? You're not going to, Dave. Okay. I mean, who's going to come in there into your gym and try and mimic that style?
You can't.
It's just difficult to go against him because The only time you get to see that style is when you're actually in the ring fighting him.
You can't. There's no one that can mimic it. You're right. He can't get a sparring partner to mimic Kai Stewart to be able to learn what he's doing because he doesn't know everything he's going to do every time. He's such great instinct that he just makes the quick move, sees it and does it.
He's just like.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's going to have a lot of haters, which is going to grow his popularity. But at the end of the day, he's a nice kid. He's a humble kid, but he's also very. Oh, he is. He's humble. He's humble and he's very, very cocky and confident.
So it's good. It's good. He's humble when he needs to be.
Yeah.
He's humble when he needs to
Absolutely.
be. And I get you. The king reigns supreme. Congratulations, Kai Stewart. We always love talking to you on the show. I'm sure we'll have you on again really soon. Chris, Lights Out Lido, a successful event. And I noticed that you were trying to be in first class again on the plane, and they kicked you off again. You really got to pay for those seats. It's not going to work.
For nothing. BKFC needs to pay for them, Brian. What are you talking about?
It's not going to work just sitting down in the seats.
When you give us a first class commentary.
I'm laughing here. See, I think we have first class commentary. I know you like the weird questions, so we'll hit you with one of them.
Give me one. Feed me.
And you can jump in on this too. Think about it. Which celebrity would you like to most punch in the face?
Man, pretty much all of them. I don't like none of those people, man. I mean, they're arrogant, they're cocky, they're unrealistic. I don't know, man. Let me think. Who was one of those big people who was cheering for Kamala? Probably one of those guys. I don't know, man. Anybody?
Yeah, man, you're right. I'm with you right there.
Cuban.
Chris.
Come on, Mark Cuban, you worthless piece.
Yeah, Mark Cuban. I don't know. I like Shark Tank.
He ain't better for business. Shut up, Mark. They must have pictures of him doing something wrong. I'm calling you out, Mark. What'd you do?
I'll tell you what he did. Did you see the picture of the meme going around where he looks like he looks kind of like female-ish? I believe they called him a lesbian or something. It's a screenshot. It's all over social media. So I think that what he did was become a woman or something. I don't know what he's doing, but I know he's got a lot of money, and hopefully he's going to do well in Shark Tank because I love the show. I mean, Shark Tank's a great show.
Yeah, I've always liked him until he became a lunatic.
Remember we met Kevin O'Leary at the Hard Rock?
He was cool. Kevin O'Leary's on the other side of things. Kevin O'Leary.
Exactly.
He's really he likes
I'm
money.
not punching him. He gets a pass.
They pass him. All right. I think that's it.
Dave, look, who's Dave punching? Let's see that.
Yeah, I think he just echoed you. Anybody, right? Isn't that what you're saying?
Man, I mean, I don't have one off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's all those guys.
Who would I know that you'd like to punch in the mouth? It's a celebrity.
Who?
I got to think about it. I don't know. I have to think. Maybe it'll come to me later. There's got to be somebody that we ran across in the local promotions that was a pain in the ass. Maybe I don't know. Let's just think about it. Answer it later.
All right.
I really don't. All right. Let's do our game. You want to stay on for the game really quick?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I like games.
We want to do a game?
Go ahead.
All right, we don't have all the sound effects queued up. We're going to make this into a game show. I think we'll do this more regularly. But I came up with this late last night. What are you doing? He's trying to get off. What are you? Oh, they went to get their smoothies this morning. They all got their smoothies.
You didn't get one, Brian? What's going on?
I got pissed off when Evan and Dave Jr., like 2 years ago, I'm waking up. They're coming back from the gym. Like, let's go and get something to eat. These fools went out and got smoothies. I'm like, I want food. So I don't drink at Smoothie King because of that anymore. What kind you get, Ev?
They're high end. Yeah.
What kind you get, Ev?
Gladiator.
Ooh, what'd you get, Dave? Do you even know?
I got Punch Power Plus.
Why wouldn't you get the Dave Feldman punch? They have that locally now.
I know.
So is that what that is?
They were out of bananas.
Okay, let's play the game. So this game is going to be fun. You're so stupid. This game is. There was predictions made before the big main event with Kai Stewart and Jimmy Rivera, and different fighters we spoke to. We got their predictions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a fighter's name out, and then you're going to guess who they predicted. We're going to see if you're right. We're going to go around the horn here, and you can guess in the chat if you'd like to play along. Let's see. Ruben Bad Boy War is coming up. That's going to be a great fight in L.A. Looking forward to that.
I think he predicted. I think he didn't like Kai.
He does say that. He does say that.
But predicted him.
All right. Go around. What do you think?
I think he's going to predict he will beat both those people. He's not going to take a prediction. He's going to say, hey, both those guys are garbage, and I'll beat both of them. That's what I'm thinking he said.
That's what he should have said. That'd be great. You should market for these people. All right, Evan, Brandon, shoot. Evan, Brandon, where are you at? I just closed something out.
We're here.
Where are you at with the question? Who did Ruben War pick, Kai or Jimmy?
Who did Ruben Moore pick?
Yeah, to win.
Who do you think he picked to win the fight?
How hard is he? Doesn't pay attention.
It's the game. That's the game we're playing.
Oh,
Evan's not here when
you got the answers from him already?
Yeah, we know.
Oh, okay. He probably went with Jimmy.
Jimmy? Okay. Yeah. Well, I think the only guy that got it right, you were semi-right. He says, to be honest, I don't like Kai. And please put that in there. He has proved everyone wrong, including myself, but Jimmy isn't a slouch. He's been in fights when Kai wasn't even born yet. So I like Jimmy's style. I'm excited to see who comes out on top. He thinks Jimmy. That's what he thinks. All right, Jared, Captain Deadpool.
Smart.
You are pretty good. Jared, Captain Deadpool, Warren. Dave, who's he picking? Jimmy or Kai?
Kai.
He's picking Kai.
Go around.
I think he's picking Kai as well.
Kai, all right, you're all right. He picked Kai. He said full 5 rounds with Kai edging out the victory. That was his exact prediction. Esteban Mohawk Rodriguez, he's another big-time fighter on the rise here in BKFC. Who do you think he said?
Kai.
Vital.
I'm thinking Kai as well.
Kai. Jimmy.
Evan is the only one that's wrong. Kai Stewart will most definitely take the win, but it's going to go the distance. Here's another guy. This guy, and I'm a big fan of this guy, and I don't use the last name. I don't need it because he's got the best nickname. Dylan the Villain. Great kid. Who do you think he said?
Dylan Schulte?
He went with Rivera.
He went with Rivera, yep.
Let's go around. What do you think?
Jimmy. I'm reading the YouTube comments.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, well then I'll say Evan's like, I've never met a guy that's here, but he's not.
It's in my own world.
Evan's world, Evan's angle. All right, let's see. Yeah, Dylan the Villain picked Jimmy. You're all correct. And the last one, another guy who's on the come up here in BKFC, a part of our youth movement, Andrew Legend Strode. Who do you think he picked?
He picked Jimmy.
I think he's picking Kai because he thinks he's a newcomer just like he is, and they're both going to take over. That's what he was saying.
All right. Evan, are you here with us or no?
I think the bare knuckle guys would always pick their own.
That's what I was going to get at. I think the same thing. I think that makes a lot of sense. We're seeing a lot of that there. But Andrew Legend Strode, he says, drum roll, please. Evan, drum roll, please. That's fine. I hear somebody doing it. All right, there we go. He said, Kai Stewart. That was very
It doesn't have like
That was anticlimactic.
What the hell was that?
There's no like.
Is that what happened Sunday night?
Can I get some clapping or
Is
something?
that what happened Sunday night at your house?
That's what it was. It was.
Look, let's just call it what it is, man. When we get home, we're men, and we're away from our wives for a while. And we like to do things we like to do.
Like what?
All right, let's just move on here. My wife's not going to. Let's get on to the fun stuff. Hey, Lido, if you want to stay on, you can, but we're going to get ready to go for some show stuff. Can we show it with Lido up there or no? I don't know if we have enough inputs or whatever.
We can do anything.
You want to stay on?
Sure, man.
All right.
You guys, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. I mean, I got phone calls to make. I got fighters to get ready for fights, but that's all right. I'll do it later.
But if you need to do it, go. It's fine. We're just going to go through stupidity of the show. It was great. There's some fun stuff.
I got to stay for that.
This is stuff that you may have missed because you're on commentary. First of all, apparently the fans were really, I don't know why. I mean, Montana, I couldn't tell you why. But apparently they loved the song YMCA, and we played it at the show. Let's watch what happened. I was even dancing.
Oh.
You can see me over there. Stop my foot. They loved it. Watch this. That's the bare knuckle bazooka I'm putting down. Now watch the whole place. It's not on here. I think it cuts off, but there was one of the guys on the team. All right, that's cool. The graphics design guy. Did you see him? He was doing the Trump dance.
I got a video of him.
Do you have that?
Yeah.
Can we play
I'll
it?
Send it in. Give me a minute.
All right. While we're waiting, I like this too. And Evan and I have talked about this, and I think you would jump on this too. I'm sure Brandon would too. I don't know if you saw this. 2 dudes showed up with signs for Julian Lane. They actually made signs.
I saw it. I did say it.
Do you remember back in like the late 90s? I know it's pro wrestling. Everybody was holding up signs.
Yeah.
Dude, bring signs to the shows. I love it. Let's show those guys. This is what the crowd looked like when Julian came out. They were very excited. You can see, we'll play here for Julian. Somebody had a noisemaker like on New Year's Eve. Say they're swinging it around. Hear it? In the back?
That was Angulo's people.
Yeah, that's the Mexican crowd.
Now there's the guys up there with signs, man. How awesome is that? You can't read them, I don't think, but it says, "Let me bang, bro." Regardless.
Nice.
I don't care who it was. I love when fans come like that. That's, there, isolate that. I love when fans come to the show like that. Yeah, I know. I gave it to you. There you go.
Jeremy.
Oh, here's Jeremy dancing to YMCA. I want to see.
Pull it up. Pull it up. There you go. All right.
He's doing the Trump. And the best part again, so Sean Wheelock, what you don't see on TV, is unrocked. You got Lionel next to him, hitting flies, killing flies all night. You got Sean going, big right hand, this is amazing. Then you got our graphics design guy dancing next to him. Sean is just unrocked. Literally right next to Sean off camera.
He'll be on fire. Sean's not going to move. He's not going to notice. He's going to be calling fights.
Wait, Lionel, did you hear what happened? Did you guys even hear what happened to me in the crowd?
What?
Oh, so I'm out there. Two things. I'm out there. I'm standing on a chair, and I'm yelling to the crowd in the mic, and I feel this two hands on my rear end, on my voluptuous derriere. I feel these two hands like that, and then. And then I see,
what guy was it?
No, listen. And then I see a husband. I look down, I'm like, what's going on? And she gets pulled away by her husband. He's like, stop. And I'm just trying to talk and not stop. I feel it again, and he pulls her away again. I come back over the rail, Joe, eyes as big as saucers. I'm sorry I'm saying this. Hopefully we don't get canceled. There was a woman in the crowd acting like she was giving you a blowjob. I said, what? And he said, when you were standing on the chair, he said she kept grabbing it, like forcing her. I said, I was talking. I didn't see it. So that's one thing. Montana's always nuts with fans. And the other thing was, I'm doing the fifth and final round. I can't remember what fight it was. Maybe it was, I don't remember, but I had to not laugh. I stand up on the chair normally right in front of the guardrail. Did you see this happen?
Yeah.
You saw it? I wish this was on film. I'm going, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship fans, it is now time, or whatever I say, for the fifth and final. And I start going fifth and final. Some dude just reaches up and gives me a titty twister while I'm doing it. So I'm like, and I'm like, fifth and final round. I was like trying not to laugh. So yeah, I love the Montana fans. They're just a little bit different, a little bit crazy. Let's take a look at some of the shots. We got some exclusive video. I don't think we got that, but some great walkbacks. We liked watching what happens after the fights. Let's watch Julian Lane's first.
I'm just happy, man. I love my life, yo. I love this shit. There's nothing better feeling than that shit, man. Nothing like winning.
Nothing better. Nothing better than watching Julian Lane fight, too. We enjoy that. Let's look at our other walkback. Of course, King Kai Stewart going back to his kingdom.
Man, I am so blessed and grateful. The emotions are crazy. I held up the floor, walked the ring with the force title symbol. I won a high school title in this same building, Montana Metro Park, first interstate at Bank Arena. And, you know, it's good to be back. Instead of winning my fourth high school state wrestling title, I won my fourth BKFC world title. This is who I am. And, you know, the world is my oyster. I can't wait to keep proving who the fuck I am.
There you go. King Kai has spoken, the royal proclamation. I think it's really cool. I'll tell you, in doing what I do, walking around, talking to people, and going around to different places, even before the show, you mentioned Kai Stewart's name in Montana. I mean, anywhere now, he's getting bigger and bigger. But Montana, they are so proud to have him as their king. They really are. It's like they know him. They've watched him grow. Like he said, from high school, being a great wrestler, into college, and now they're watching him become a world champion. That's really cool, man.
Yep, we're going back.
Oh, we are?
Brian, you know what's weird is when you get done with the fight, the outpour of emotion is so unbelievable. Like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. When you're on that, and I guarantee you'll probably go back and watch his speech, and he won't really remember any of that stuff. That adrenaline is so high, and that outpouring of emotion, like the relief that you feel, is second to none. You can't. It's hard to describe.
It's unbelievable.
That feeling that he's going through after a fight, and that's why a lot of these fighters, they get addicted to that. And that's probably why Anguilla says, I'm fighting again. You know, I need to get that feeling of that victory. It's addictive, and it's hard to get rid of.
Yep. I agree 100%, man.
I'll tell you this.
Unbelievable. There's no better feeling in the world than winning a fight.
I'll tell you this. I've never, and I say this with respect to pro wrestling fans, I've never done a bare knuckle fight. I've never been in I've done tough man, got my face punched in, and all that fun stuff. But pro wrestling, obviously, you know what's going to happen before you go there. But I'll say this in a different manner. I know how it feels after you have a really good match, because that's your goal with the guy you're working with. And it's amazing. It's the adrenaline, just endorphins. I can't imagine after a real fight and you win. Oh my God. If it's better than the wrestling feeling, sign me up, man. Put it right here, dude.
Well,
I love it.
And the good thing about it is a fight usually take maybe a 2-month camp. So for like 8 weeks in a row, you've all put everything, your effort towards that night. And that week of the buildup, the adrenaline, it's so great. And like, man, I mean, this is your life on the line, really everything you care about. And when you win that title like Kai Stewart, man. That high, you're on that high for like the next week, and then it kind of slowly goes down a little bit, and then it goes down a little bit more. Like I need to get another fix. I need to get that fix again. I want to go in there and fight again.
Yeah,
that drives a lot of people. That makes them want to do this forever.
Well, I totally understand that. I wasn't laughing at you, by the way. I'm laughing at the chat because they're on a bit of a delay, and they're talking about Jeremy's dancing. They said, was that Elon Musk doing the Trump dance? I love it. Well, listen, Lido, it was great having you on today. And we don't normally get to do this. It was cool that we all got to kind of powwow together. Before we get out of here and stop talking with Lido, is there anything else you guys need to let out, talk about something? You're okay. They can still hear us. It's just this. Is there anything you need to talk about or anything you want to bring out with Lido? I know you were talking about getting more boxers involved. I know the Philly Trouts went well. Lido and I talked about that, I think, last week. You weren't here, though. Talk about the Philly Trouts real quick, because we didn't talk about that.
The Philly Trouts were unbelievable. I mean, look, this was our the building we did the Philly Tryouts in was actually what a lot of people don't know is, I don't know if I told you this or not, Chris, but that was back in about 2010 in that building. We did that's where I fell in love with bare knuckle. We took two guys, literally two guys off the street, and put them into a fight in the other part of that arena, and it was unbelievable. I mean, it was just unbelievable, man. It was the best thing that I've ever seen up to that point as far as fighting goes, and I was like, man, this is what bare knuckle is going to be. Then we did our first ever tryout there, July 2017, for BKFC, and we had about 50 people come out. This one, 172 fighters.
It was crazy.
172 fighters. Pro boxer 7-0, 6 knockouts. Pro boxer 13-1, 12 knockouts. Pro boxer 4-0, 3 knockouts. Like a bunch of really schooled professional athletes that came out to that. MMA fighters, top-notch MMA fighters, top-notch pro boxers. They really came out. What I was most happy about is I was just like, holy shit, the enthusiasm in Philadelphia is really, really there.
One of the things I said, and I think Chris could echo this as well last week, was that it amazed me when we kind of opened the tryouts. They threw me up there, and all I had to do, you got to say it 15 times normally. I just said, hey, guys, come on, kind of come up here. Let's go. They were all up out of their seats. They're showing it right now when I was talking. They were all crowded around the stage. I said hello, and they came unglued. These guys must have been waiting for forever for this kind of opportunity. Because the thing is, Dave, we talk about it all the time, but this is a life changer. These are Philly fighters, and I think both of you boxing guys will say boxing is typically a poor man's sport. You're not making a ton of money. This is a chance for them to, if they're boxers, MMA, whoever, to kind of show off in front of their hometown and make some money.
Absolutely.
Become a star.
And me and Chris are actually going to go over to Philly, the Philly fighters today. Pick them out.
I love it because there's some guys in the chat last week and this week. They're very excited to know more. So we're excited. We'll have more on the Philly show in the coming days, very soon, I'm sure. Make sure you're tuned in for that, and we'll talk about more of that next week. Other than that, I mean...
Don't we have tickets coming on sale pretty soon?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the boss. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I'm not sure. Let's just wait on that. Let's wait. We'll have a meeting today and wait on that. Why don't we do that?
Yep.
All right, good. Well, tickets will be on sale. We're sure soon. It's going to be a hell of an event. Excited for it to be right here in Philly. Speaking of that event, Lido, I'm going to let you go because we're just going to go through the upcoming schedule, and I know you know that already, all right? So let's.
You got it, baby. Thanks for having
See you
me
later,
on,
Chris.
Dave.
Wait a minute, Dave. Look, don't cook for him yet. 1, 2, 3. This is how we get rid of Lido. Ready? 1, do it with me. 2, 3. Say lights out. Lights out.
Lights out.
Ha ha. There we go. Lido's great. Well, that was fun to have him on. Lido, best Feldman interviews on the net. Thank you. That's what someone's saying in the chat.
What they say?
They say best Feldman interviews on the net occur on this show. I agree. You know, I feel like they see a different part of you on this show because I just feel like you're very comfortable. You're in a nice chair. You look and you're in your home office. I do. I think there's a comfort level here for you.
I love this shit, man.
I do,
man. I love this shit. I love the fans. I love the fucking sport. I do, man. This is just like, you know, we talk about it all the time. Like, you know, you're going to make enough money in 3 years, and then, you know, you get someone to offer you money,
and
you
then
get out of it. And I'm like, how do I get out of it and watch somebody else blow this up? Like, it's not
raising
happen.
your kid, dude.
I mean, until it's at the point where, you know, there's no turning back, and the growth is unbelievable. That
or
we'll stay on forever,
or we keel over. Either way, man, we get a legacy about it. Right?
I could see people don't understand the stress that I go on. You see it a lot.
I go through stress. I can't understand what you go through. I watch it, but wow,
I could die on this process.
I think you could. I don't want you to. I think I could. Hey, could you die in this process over in the control room? Let's check in.
I think I have already died.
I died a couple months back.
My soul died many years
6
ago.
times.
Yeah. Brandon's dead. Brandon's dead today in general. Brandon, are you even still alive today?
I'm here.
Yeah, you seem like you want to be too. It's great. All right, so
we're going to do something coming up in the near future that we're going to put together officially, but I just want to let the fans just give them a little tease on it.
Oh no.
I'm bringing two sets of people out to the Philly fight that's going to be announced. I'm going to bring 2 of you out. We're going to do a contest for it. We don't know exactly what it is yet, but I'm going to fly you out. I'm going to get you a hotel, and I'm giving you 2 VIP seats to the fight. 2 sets. Wow. So that's 4.
It's big.
I'm going to do that because these fans are the best in the world, and they need to come to my home city. And whoever it is, I'm bringing to the best cheesesteak joint in Philadelphia.
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones.
What about the ultimate fan experience where they can stay at your house?
That's what you beat me to. I was going to say, they're not staying at your house, Dave? Come on. They want to be able to make the fight. They can't get out of that.
Yeah.
I tried to drive on.
Christina, listen. I hope you're listening. But we have 4 of the most enthusiastic BKFC fans ever staying in our house.
They love being loud. They love getting crazy. I'll say this. I think we've all been to Dave's. I don't think they'll be able to make the fight if they come to your house because you can't get out without getting in an accident. How do you even pull out of that every day? I don't know what I would do.
Park at the bottom.
Yeah, I'd walk it.
I reverse every day out of there.
You got it. One time he got out. Where was it? We were driving home from. Was it Connecticut? Maybe. Yeah. And he gets out. It's like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. It's raining. And this is my favorite. I think we had some video. I thought we did. And I think your security cam caught it. I see him getting out. We're all loopy and tired, stupid the whole way home, stupidity. And he puts his rolly bag down, and all of a sudden I hear him go, oh shit. I'm like, what? It's my bag just rolled all the way down the hill. It's pouring rain. It rolls to the driveway. We had to go down and get it. You know? Anyway, let's look at the upcoming. I didn't mean to cut you off. You got the special contest.
No, we're good. Okay. I just want people to get excited about Philadelphia. And I tell you, it's going to be the biggest event that we've ever done. Regardless of the names, you're going to see it. It's going to be the best fights. We're going to have fighters from all over. We're going to have celebrities from all over. We're going to have athletes from all over. It's going to be a spectacle, man, because I have to.
I don't know if you know about this, but Philadelphia is very loud and crazy. Do you know that, Dave? Can you imagine what that's going to sound like on TV?
It's going to be crazy, man.
I can't wait. All right, so let's go to our upcoming dates, and then we'll get out of here. Of course, coming up, we know that we have, this is going to be great, November 23rd, BKFC Fight Night LA. Make sure you're streaming that on the BKFC app, bkfc.com to grab that. And by the way, anybody that feels any certain way about this DAZN deal, I'll tell you what, I love it because the DAZN deal makes us able to do more shows. We're doing the same number on the app. That's fair to say, right, Dave? Mm-hmm. But then we have these added shows. If you want to, we hope you do pay for it on DAZN, then you can go over there and watch more. It's just, we're trying to provide more content for you everywhere we can put it. And I don't want to speak for you, Dave.
No, absolutely. So DAZN is 12 exclusive events that we're doing only on DAZN. Understand that some of the BKFC app subscribers are upset at this. Please, I want you subscribers to please understand that this is helping us grow. When we do a fight on the app, we're doing a fight for a couple 100,000 people. When we do a fight on DAZN, we're doing a fight for a couple million people or more that are watching the sport and helping it grow. And we're getting money from them to do this. So we're being able to add more fighters to the roster, add more fights to the schedule, and really expand this thing. So just understand, you will get a minimum of 24 premium events up to 36 premium events for 2025 on the BKFC app. That's not going to go away.
No, and I think to me again, and I work here and I'm paying for it. Like, you didn't give me a free ride on DAZN.
I have 2 that I paid for.
Yeah, exactly. My wife said she always watches. She's like, "Are they going to make you pay?" I'm like, "We pay for the app still. Yeah, we're paying. We're going to support the company." So yeah, I love it. I think in any business, it's an evolution. I always go back to pro wrestling, but if Vince McMahon was still doing like high school gyms, it wouldn't be where it is today. Yeah, so as fans, I know you want to see it grow. I know you're hardest the hardcore. I know you're excited. I'm excited because this gives us more.
But we're also thinking of something to do for the fans. Remember, we talked about it a little bit yesterday.
That's where I was headed.
We're going to talk about it tonight. We just want to keep you guys happy. Listen, man, you guys made us succeed. You guys told other people about us. You guys spread the word. You guys are our what we call cult following that then turned into a mainstream following. Yeah. And we're not going to forget about you guys. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. I had a dream, 12, 13 years ago, and it's hard to make a dream come true without people supporting you, and you guys did. You don't even know me, and you supported me, and I thank you so much.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the hardest, the hardcore on the app, and we appreciate that. Please just keep it going, and we'll keep going, keep growing this thing. It's exciting. Absolutely. Let's get back to the schedule that just popped in my head. I think I have ADD of some sort. All right, let's go on. So I'm very excited about BKFC Atlanta, our big debut, Gas South Arena, bkfc.com. Grab your tickets for that, man. That's another one that's going to be on the BKFC app, bkfc.com, to grab that as well. Then we head to Florida, man. Our home away from home, Hollywood, Florida, Hard Rock, bkfc.com for tickets for that as well. You can see some of these fights. As a matter of fact, if you're listening, just go to the website, check out all these fights, because this is going to be a banger card, man. You can see the whole card there. Make sure you get involved. That'll be on DAZN. You can find out more about that, of course, bkfc.com. And that'll round out the year into the new year. And then we head to Philadelphia sometime in January. Excited for that.
Yeah, we're going to announce the press conference on your show next week.
All right.
We're going to announce the press conference. We'll have Conor McGregor here in Philadelphia. We will have a lot of stars here in Philadelphia. It's going to be a really amazing kickoff. What else we're going to do is, I'm just going to throw it out there just in case people know people that are going to need this. When we announce it, we're going to also do that morning. We're going to do a turkey drive.
Love it.
We're going to give turkeys out to people that need turkeys.
How are you just going to hand them out? Because what you should. So I worked for a radio station one time, and they called it the Great Turkey Drop, and they rented a helicopter and they threw live turkeys out. Did you ever see this happen?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I thought you would get the joke. Somebody in the chat, WKRP in Cincinnati. It's the most famous TV episode.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, throw them out of the plane. Never mind. Old reference. You didn't. Dave didn't like that one. I thought you would laugh at that.
It was funny.
But you didn't laugh.
So funny.
Shut up.
But we are going to do that, and then we're going to announce our huge Christmas toy drive that we're doing, and it's going to be amazing this year. We have
all these good initiatives.
So what we do is we have a lot of kids that are actually like a lot of these charities that do these different donations and things like this for kids. You know, you donate money to different organizations, and then all the administration fee comes off the top, and the kids are lucky to get, 40-50% of what's actually donated. We actually get a Christmas list from someone that's diagnosed with cancer, and could be terminal. He could not make it till next Christmas, or it could be kids that are going to recover, but kids that really have problems, and we actually give them Christmases. That's what we're going to do.
I'm proud to be a part of that. I'm sure the guys in the booth are. We all are. That's great. That's awesome. Yep. I can't wait to do that. Another thing, you're talking about the press conference. I'm just thinking out loud here. I do believe, we don't know what day it's going to be on yet, but whatever, even if it's not on a Tuesday, I don't know when it's going to be. I would love to have a live BKFC
You are going
show.
to. We're going to drop all the news. Junior's going to get mad at me, but it is Tuesday.
You're going to get in trouble?
It's Tuesday, November 26th. I don't have the location yet. I don't have the time. I don't have anything, but it's Tuesday, November 26th, because I just want people to get prepared. If they want to come to Philly for this to watch it live, it's Tuesday, November 26th. Again, all details will be announced after we do our meeting here. We have a planning meeting for this later on today. We'll do this. I'm getting my ass kicked by Dave Jr., but I just had
I
to
hear him
drop
yelling
it
at you in the headphones. I can hear him screaming at you.
What do they call me? The leak.
The leak. Dave, the leak's here. All right.
Did it again. Did it again.
Dude, he's screaming in the headphones. We should probably end the show so we can go get taken to task.
Let's
here.
go. Sorry,
All
guys.
right. All right.
Thanks,
here we go.
guys.
Have a Forged Irish Stout. I'll have it bucked up. I'm going to have some bare knuckle punch, baby. Get bucked up and knuckle up. Here we go. Thank you, guys. We love you. Boom.
Saturday, November 23rd marks a night of explosive action as the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presents BKFC Fight Night Los Angeles. In the main event, the undefeated Ruben Bad Boy War vows to stay on the winning track as he knuckles up with the fierce Ukrainian sensation who's always looking for a fight, Bovar the Gladiator Konnikov. Plus 10 more mind-blowing fights. Watch all the Smash Mouth action live on the BKFC app. Download it now at bkfc.com.